It's a time-traveling drama following 3 generations of family and has recently concluded on Hallmark. We caught up with the stars of The Way Home. Check it out. This show really explores this theme of like yearning for family and yearning to want to know more about our family lineage. So I'm curious, for you all being a part of this show, has it inspired you to look more into your own kind of family history and chat with your parents or grandparents or family members about their upbringing and just wanting to know more?
I did pop onto Ancestry.com because I don't know very much about my family. And so, yeah, I did find some interesting things out that I think the earliest I got to is like the very late 1700s, which was really cool.
That's a long time, though.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I went deep down that rabbit hole. I did. How about you, Missy?
I've always been really curious about my family history, and I think that this show was like the perfect fit because of that, and it emulates a lot of storylines. I mean, my family has no relationship to a time-traveling pond, but other than that, there's a lot of storylines that feel really close to home, and so it's been nice because I can draw on family stories to sort of inform different parts of the way that the story has gone for Alice, and that's been a really beautiful thing, and like even just seeing photos from the time and like thinking about my parents in the context that Alice and her family are in is like really helpful for me. Yeah.
Such like a beautiful wish fulfillment thing about this show, about getting to go back and spend time with your ancestors. So I think for me it just made me revisit some of the old photos and stuff. Like there's just a photo of my mother when she was like 17 and she's on the back of a horse and she's like wearing this like white flowy thing, and I was like,
majestic.
Where's the pond? Where's the pond? I gotta go.
I want to go there.
I gotta ride that horse.
I love that. Okay, so another really cool thing about this show is the very obvious kind of female empowerment and independentness displayed through the 3 different generations of women. So I'm curious, what do you hope that female audiences and female viewers specifically really gain from this show in that way?
I feel like we hear a lot from mothers and daughters who watch the show together, and I think that one of the greatest parts of the show is the way that mothers and daughters communicate and fight for each other, and it's their love for each other that makes them brave and makes them jump back in the pond time and time again, even when it puts them in really crazy situations or really painful situations, and it's the fact that they love each other so much that gives them the strength to do that. And I think to hear mothers and daughters talking about connecting to that feeling has been really special.
Obviously, there's a very complicated family dynamic at play here. So how did you kind of tap into, not only this like cross-generational story, but also really tapping into those complicated family dynamics? And what do you hope that people kind of maybe see themselves on screen within that kind of part of the storyline?
Well, I think family's complicated.
Yeah.
And the show does a pretty good job of faithfully representing that, even with the fantastical context of a time-traveling pond. I think that the heart of it, at the bottom of it, is that your family is, the love is the thing that's going to hold the family together. And in the midst of that, it doesn't mean that it's going to be all roses all the time. And there's things to work through, and people learn and they grow. And it's nice to have a show that actually represents that in a realistic way. And so for as wild as the fantasy element is, it's grounded by the realism of family dynamic.
Lastly, if I have my facts straight, this is the 4th and final season.
So I'm sad I took the mic.
So how are we feeling about that, and what will you miss most about working on this show?
I think here, I'll do that bit. The people, the family dynamic, just as much as you see on screen is what it is off screen. I know people try to get away with that, like saying that really nice things about your cast and your crew. It's really genuinely become a family. So it is. It's bittersweet. It is saying goodbye to the family, but we all know that it's obviously not going to be goodbye. But the writers and showrunners, they are so phenomenal about tying everything together and being able to create as much of a through line and an ending in a way that only The Way Home could do, but I can't tell you what that is. It's a secret.
It's a secret. Okay.
It's a real privilege to play a character for 4 seasons too. Like, a character changes so much over that many hours of television, to be able to go on that arc, especially with writers who are paying attention to the nuances of what it means to be alive. I know, it's just a real privilege.
And I think I'm just really, really proud of all the artists who put 4 years and more, way more. 4 years is when we got here, but there's been people who've been putting their souls into this for way longer, and that have become like our friends and our family, and really proud of what we created, because I feel like people, obviously it's a job, but it felt like people were really like sharing who they are as artists and people with us, and so our crew and all the minds that are not on screen, that maybe don't get as much visibility as the four of us do, those are the people that brought that story to life. And so like I want to give them their flowers, and they stuck with the series through the whole thing. So that doesn't happen often or every time, so it's pretty cool to have had that experience of being with people who really want to be there and put everything into it. So yeah.
You can watch all seasons of The Way Home now on Hallmark Plus.